Hi everyone! So first video review for this week is for I Love You Lola Bloom by Rosy Dee. If you want to go and check out my Goodreads review, I did just post that the other day, so if you're on YouTube there's a link in the description below, and if you're on Facebook or on my blog then there is a link within the post. And this is the video review and I'm so excited as well. I Love You Lola Bloom by Rosy Dee is a debut novel, and it is so sweet. It's basically a story. It's the perfect romance, really. Madison's kind of fed up with love and bad relationships and feels like she's going to be alone forever. We've all been there. Some of us are still there. So it's really relatable in that respect. Until she meets Ruby, and it's a chance meeting at a book club, and sort of the realisation that Ruby is in fact Madison's favourite author. It leaves her in a bit of a whirlwind of feelings and emotions and all these things. So Madison can't really help but feel this connection with Ruby, and although the feeling is somewhat mutual, it's obviously not that simple. There's complications, and there's sort of the potential to find happiness and love with Madison. You know, it's something she's always dreamed of, and there is the potential there, but she's not only her past and the present to contend with, but also for Ruby as well. So if anything's going to be a possibility, they all have a lot to overcome and work out. So for me, this was just a fantastic debut novel, absolutely fabulous, and it really ticked all the boxes. It had drama, it was full of angst, so it really ticked romance boxes for me, and I loved the story, I loved the characters, and their dynamic. It really lent well to all the sort of plot twists and unexpected events that Rosy has thrown in here, just to make it all that bit more exciting. So for a romance, it also held a hint of fantasy as well, which I really liked. That celebrity in the form of Lola Bloom, aka Ruby, and I just adored Ruby's double persona, because as a normal girl she was one type of person, as a famous author she was the same type of person, but it was slightly different. She was a slightly different person, and but she was so down to earth with it, and it just added another element to the story that made it really exciting, because she had these double personalities, if you liked. Even though they were effectively the same person, she still had to contend with being Lola Bloom, and she had to contend with being Ruby, and that's a lot to deal with for any one person. And I loved that. It was a brilliant dynamic. But Madison and Ruby, they just had this amazing connection, like proper amazing. And both as friends, and both as sort of when that romantic spark appeared as well, that connection between them, it was just like they were meant to be together. You just knew it. And the dilemmas that they both faced were complex. They sort of reflected not only moral decision, but decisions of the heart, and it highlighted the importance of how you have to consider other people when you're making decisions about your own happiness as well, because all your actions have consequences, and that other person also has to think about that, but you don't know what they're going through, and you don't know how it's going to affect them either. So there was a lot of that questioning going on in there, but Madison and Ruby, they were just so sweet together. That I was really rooting for them from their very first moment they met, and I just knew it was never going to be an easy ride, and that just really added to, I say, the excitement of this and the drama, because you just knew they weren't going to meet and then happily fall in love. That wouldn't be a very good romance, would it? It wouldn't have all the drama and the angst that you need, and Rosy's packed that in beautifully. It's absolutely perfect in here. But it's slow burn romance that was developing between them. It was so worth the wait, like so very worth it, and I actually enjoyed that building connection between them as friends first. It was really lovely, and it gave you more insight into their thoughts and feelings and as characters, so you really got to know them quite well. But I literally couldn't put it down. I'm just completely obsessed with it, and it was so exciting. Literally it filled me with anticipation, and I really just wanted to know what was going to happen next, but there was so much uncertainty in whether happiness would be possible, and I really didn't know what was going to be the outcome of this. But when it all started coming together, I felt quite emotionally connected to the characters, because I'd had all that build up with them, and the emotional connection really sort of helped me to feel a part of the story, and like I was experiencing it with them and everything. So I invested in sort of praying for a happy ending for them both, because they really deserved it. And I hope we're going to see more from them in future. I hope Rosy Dee will write about Madison and Ruby for us again. But for a debut novel, this was just so exciting, fun. It was fabulous, and it leaves me really excited for Rosy's future work. I can't wait to see what she's going to come up with next, but I really highly recommend this. It's really good. If you love angst and drama filled romance, this will tick so many boxes for you and you'll have a great time reading it. So I'll pop a link in the description so that you can go and grab a copy of I Love You Lola Bloom by Rosy Dee. If you've read I Love You Lola Bloom, I would love to hear your thoughts, so please comment below, please get involved, let me know what you thought of the book. If you haven't read it yet but you're planning to read it, it's on your to be read list, or you're now really interested in reading it, again, comment below because it's always great to hear what you are interested in reading. And if you do read it, I just hope you have a great time reading it because it really is fantastic. Bye!